Listen up, sucker! Drop those sissy boy pants and strap on your editing fanny pack, because it's time to flex those editing muscles! Today we'll turn you from zero to Premiere Pro hero. Today we're going to show you what you need to get started, where everything in Premiere Pro is, how to use the main tools, and the best way to publish your first edit. So if you're ready for your first epic team up, why not jump in the ring today? You don't need a million gadgets, just a few basic editing karate chops and kicks. Let's get started. First, when you open Premiere Pro, you'll see the main menu. Click New Project. In the top left, you can name your project and choose where to save it. You can also import your footage from this window, but we'll skip that for now. Click Create and you're in. This is your workspace. With different panels for various tasks, you can resize, move, or close these panels to customize your workspace. If you mess it up, don't worry, you can easily reset it in the window menu by clicking Reset to Saved Layout. Personally, I like to set my layout to Effects workspace, and behind the scenes I've got this dual monitor setup happening with all my files on the portrait screen and all the functioning bits and pieces on the main screen. The project window is where you import all your files, videos, images, music, and sound effects. You can simply drag and drop your files and folders to import stuff into your project. Creating folders, or as they're called in Premiere Pro, bins, to organize your project is super useful. Just click the folder icon here and shazam! And to rename, just slow-mo double click. Click, click. To start editing, you need a timeline, or as it's called in good old Premiere Pro, a sequence. Click the New Item button and choose Sequence. You can select presets with specific settings which look totally mental and overwhelming. So, the easiest option, and my often go-to, is to drag the video into the New Item button to create a sequence with the same settings. Another way is to right-click on the video and select New Sequence from Clip. Now, you can play back your sequence in the program monitor on the right. Use the timeline to scrub through your video. If you want to remove a clip, select it and press Delete. Basic editing involves opening a source file, selecting the part, dragging it into the timeline, and moving the clips around a lot. Now let's explore some more exciting features, shall we? Double-click on the clip you want to add to your timeline. This will bring up the source monitor, which is like a preview of your footage. If you only want to add small section of the clip, create an endpoint by hitting I, then create an endpoint by clicking O. Then hit the full stop button. To add that section to your timeline, you can also drag your footage into the timeline by selecting the image area, or you can drag in just the video or just the audio by clicking and dragging either of these icons. To fine-tune your edits, you'll be using these two tools. The selection tool to move clips around. Also, when hovering over the start and ends of the clips, you'll notice the cursor changes to a red arrow thingo, which will let you trim or stretch your clips. The other tool is the razor tool. This one you can cut bits and send them to the cutting room floor for all of eternity. Not quite true, as the good old Control-Z still works here. You'll also notice drag selecting over a bunch of clips or holding shift will let you select multiple clips at once, which you can move around in big chunks. If you ever want to turn a clip off rather than delete it, you can right click on it and click Enable to toggle it on and off. You can also switch the whole track on or off by poking the little eye icon. My eye! Premiere Pro works on a layer layout, a little bit like a tasty burger. Imagine you're viewing your dinner from above. The top of the bun is what you see first, just like the top of this clip on the timeline, which the Krabby Patty is hiding underneath. Adding text is super simple. Let's click the Type tool, then click on a spot in the program monitor. This creates a new graphics clip. You can customize your text in the Essential Graphics panel, which you can turn on by heading to Windows and then clicking Essential Graphics. This opens up all your text settings like font type, size, and color, etc. A couple of handy tools are the vertical and horizontal align buttons, which automatically pops your text in the center. Now let's talk about transitions. You can find various built-in transitions in the video transitions folder inside the effects panel. Simply drag them between clips to create smooth transitions between clips, or the start and ends of clips to transition them in and out. Now, very secret here. There's a secret stash of cool ones under the immersive video, like this light leak. Now you may notice they say VR, but don't worry, they work totally fine on regular clips. Color grading enhances the visual appeal of your video, unlike my terrible facial here. You can use the Lumetri color panel to adjust settings like temperature, tint, exposure, contrast, and more. And if it goes all completely wrong, you can always click the little reset arrow here. As well as basic adjustments, Premiere Pro has some cool creative filters you can apply to your footage called lookup tables, or LUTs for short. You can add these by clicking on the little arrow to open up the creative options. From here you can scroll through the previews of the LUTs, and if you want to apply the LUT, just click the preview window. You can also navigate the LUTs with the drop down. Now, some LUTs are designed for certain types of footage, so they may give you an extreme look that's not so great. Luckily, you can tone this down by sliding the intensity bar to the left. Lastly, to make your footage look even more cinematic, we must head to the Italian part of the Lumetri panel and click the drop down for Vignette. Adjusting the amount down will give us those darkened edges, which helps the viewer focus more on what is in the middle of the frame. To make audio elements louder or quieter, you can either adjust the volume of a single clip by selecting it, heading over to the effects control panel, switching off this little stopwatch, and use the horizontal slider. To adjust the entire track, head over to Windows and click Audio Track Mixer. This opens the Audio Track Mixer panel. From here, you can use the vertical sliders to adjust the audio for each track. A super easy way to adjust your sound and add effects is to use the Essential Sound panel. Select a clip and then under Essential Sound panel, tell Premiere what type of sound clip it is. For instance, dialogue. Like the Lumetri color panel, it has heaps of settings and some very handy presets. For instance, for voiceover, a great one I've found is the podcast preset. You can also add things like reverb to create an echo, plus you can also adjust your clip's volume here too. Have fun playing around with this one. Welcome to the battle for performance, a common struggle for any editor. Depending on what kind of potato you're working on, playback can get a wee bit patchy. To improve playback, you can drop the playback resolution to half, which is what I usually have mine set at, or even quarter. If you see these red bars in your timeline, that means these areas of your sequence are going to playback like garbage. Often this is due to some really sick effect you've applied that's drowning all your precious memory. To make them play nice, simply hit enter. This will do a pre-render of your whole timeline, which may require a bit of a coffee break, but will improve your playback, and those red bars should now be green, freeing up memory for all the other stuff. Finally, when you've finished editing, it's time to distribute that addictive video you've made to the whole gosh darn world. Click export at the top. Just make sure the range is set to entire source. Give your video a name. Select a location to save it and choose an export preset based on your desired quality. Now you'll notice there is a heap of options, but I have a really good one for you that I use all the time. For most cases, the YouTube preset works great. Just select either YouTube 1080p or YouTube 4K and hit export.
Now you've made it through basic training, it's time to pick up the rocket launcher. Check out this next video to get to the next level.